We're live.
Oh, we are? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a Friday live stream. We haven't done one of these in a minute, so today's live stream is going to be all about our new SafeGuard encapsulants. You probably recall that SafeGuard has always come in one variety as a single product, and that is the semi-transparent product. Well, that will continue to serve its place, but within an entire SafeGuard line. You'll notice that we're dividing our coatings and sealants and things like that into more easily understood lines right now. SafeGuard will be our encapsulant line, and it'll come to you at a moderate price, which we'll go into in a little while. But before we talk about SafeGuard, we're going to quickly talk about the certified firm partnership a little bit, and then come right back to SafeGuard, because our certified firm partnerships and what we're doing across the United States and North America is very important. So about 2 years ago, we were asked a lot about a manufacturer certification course, and I didn't want to launch anything until it would serve value. The last thing we want to do is present a certification course as a giant commercial for a day or two, and that's it, to give you some meaningless certificate just from a manufacturer. What we wanted to do instead was bring a comprehensive program to you that included all pieces and parts of marketing, sales, and let's call it service-oriented training, and that's where mold severity indexing for our first course comes in. So we are looking for partnerships across the United States where you want to be partnered with a manufacturer exclusively who can provide you with not only the mold severity indexing tools, but all of the estimating tools, the marketing, the education tools for your customers to help you increase sales in your mold services to begin with. This is going to extend year by year over the course of everything from mold remediation to odor mitigation to passive moisture controls, on and on and on. But we're starting with the mold side of things to begin with. You can learn a lot more about mold severity indexing, about the certification program, and more at EnviroguardDirect.com. And if you go to the certification tab, almost in the middle near the top, you can learn about the partnership itself and about the course that we're running right now. And then if you go over to our events page, you can see that we've got upcoming classes going on in areas like Chicago, Fort Lauderdale, Bellingham, Washington. We've got another course coming up in Banner Elk, North Carolina this fall, all over the place. Oh, the next one is actually in Damascus, Maryland, above DC. So if you want to look at certifying with us, and what's that called? What? I'm looking at Caroline. What they fill out, a form, yeah. A short form on the webpage, and we'll get that. We'll be in contact with you, and then we will plan the whole rollout and onboarding process that is part of certification. So with that said, let's turn our attention to SafeGuard and the new encapsulant line. So the product that we're talking about today is SafeGuard White, okay? We're launching a white product today. We've already got a semi-transparent, and then we'll be launching several other colors over the next couple months. So let's talk about a couple different things. First of all, what is SafeGuard White? How is it different than MaxGuard? Because we've been getting that question ever since we announced this live stream. How does it compare to the competition? What is the warranty? How much does it cost, and when is it available? So let's go into the first thing and talk a little bit about some of the features of SafeGuard. The first is that it is a medium solids product, meaning that it is meant to be used on structural materials. It gives you wet film thickness on there so that you have a barrier between the substrate and the environment that it's protecting the surface from. And it gives you very good stain coverage. Now I'm going to show you some pictures of this and give you some comparisons so you can judge for yourself how good it is for stain coverage. So that information will be upcoming. And all of these features, I'm going to quantify for you while we're talking today. If you have any questions in the stream on YouTube, simply hit us up with that question, and we'll pause and we'll answer your question. If you've got experience with those and you've ever gotten it on anything, you know that once it's there, it is very durable until you use, maybe a solvent or something like that with it. So great durability. Good abrasion resistance. Not great abrasion resistance, good abrasion resistance, because unlike MaxGuard, and here's a point of difference, it is not a ceramic-based coating. Okay, it is going to be acrylic based, but it is not ceramic based. It's got great breathability. So if you're worried about vapor transmission and perhaps sometimes you're in a situation where you have to apply at above 15% moisture content, the surface will still breathe and it'll allow itself to dry down under the cured coating so that you don't have to worry about wet rot and dry rot conditions. And it has a new dual broad spectrum durable antimicrobial package. So that system is fungus resistant, in other words, mold and mildew resistant, algae resistant, bacteria resistant, and it will resist the formation of biofilms. So it's a tremendous antimicrobial package that's brand new to all of our coating products. And it is also a non-VOC acrylic base, meaning that you won't have to worry about fumes either during use or after use for your customers. So let's go into a little bit about SafeGuard versus MaxGuard to begin with. So we're going to rate these on a scale of 1 to 10 and just take you through it for its various. Should I keep talking?
Yeah, now you should.
Okay. Whether those surfaces are structural in nature or you're using to prime surfaces and things like that, SafeGuard can be used throughout the entire inside of the building envelope, including your basements, your crawl spaces, and your attic spaces. For new construction, we highly recommend it for new construction. As you can tell, or as you will be able to tell, this is a very affordable product. So in new construction situations where you've got open framing and things of that nature, it'll be the perfect product for that scenario. You can use it in post-remediation. So if your IEP is working with you and they need you to apply a pigmented encapsulant, then SafeGuard will be a perfect product for that to keep you on budget for those projects, especially if they're commercially based. From a standpoint of moisture resistance on a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to rate this a 5. It is blush resistant, meaning that moisture is not going to penetrate it, but it's not going to be moisture repelling like a MaxGuard would give you. From a breathability standpoint, we're going to rate this a 7. We don't want it to be too breathable, but we do want moisture vapor to be able to escape. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we're going to rate that a 7. From a stain blocking standpoint, we're also going to rate that a 7, and we want to show you SafeGuard next to MaxGuard next so you can get a sense of how that looks. From a mold resistant standpoint, again, it has our new antimicrobial package. This is a 9 out of 10. It is phenomenal. It won't account for dust buildup and things like that, but outside of that, it won't allow fungus, mold and mildew, algae, and like I said, biofilms and things of that nature, including odor-causing bacteria to grow on the surface. From a durability standpoint, it has our famous VOC, non-VOC resin package in there. It is exceptionally durable, so we're going to give this a 10 out of 10. And from an abrasion resistance standpoint, that means something rubbing against it, right? Foot traffic, for example, would be the perfect example. We're going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's good. It's not great. MaxGuard is great, and and ClearGuard is great. Masonry Guard is great. We're just going to give this one a good. From a VOC content standpoint, we're looking at a LEED compliant product. That means inside the building envelope, indoors, it has less than 50 grams of VOC content per liter. And from an application rate, we are saying 10 wet mils on this product. That is pretty standard across our entire line. That's nearly double what most of the competitors are. Again, we've talked about this. You're going to see everybody say, up to 400 feet per gallon. That's how much, coverage you can get without any breaks in coverage. That tells you nothing about how stain blocking it is. Normally, when you get into those types of scenarios, the competition is going to be about 80 square feet per gallon, so about 400 square feet per 5-gallon pail. We're at 10 wet mils or 800 feet per pail, which is 160 feet per gallon. We're going to show you some pictures in just a bit here. Okay, let's compare that to MaxGuard. First of all, inside the building envelope, MaxGuard's a 10 out of 10, as well as with new construction, as well as with post-remediation. When we get into moisture resistance, it's better, right? We've got an 8 out of 10 with moisture resistance. We've got some other things to talk about, but if you're familiar with X4 and how it simply repels moisture, that would be a 10 out of 10 rating. MaxGuard is an 8 out of 10. From a breathability standpoint, it's about the same as SafeGuard. That'll give you a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. And stain blocking, it is a 10 out of 10. It is an awesome product when it comes to stain blocking. Mold resistance, 10 out of 10. Durability, 10 out of 10. And abrasion resistance, 10 out of 10. When it comes to VOC content, MaxGuard is also LEED compliant, both indoors and outdoors. And it's got an application rate of 10 wet mils, which is going to give you the same thing, 160 square feet per gallon or 800 square feet per 5-gallon pail. So let's look at some pictures now. If you want to look at SafeGuard here, this is on what's called a Lunetta card. This is the standard way that you look at opacity when it comes to how a product looks on a surface. So pure black is these hash marks that you see on the card, and then 10 wet mils is the application rate of SafeGuard that you're seeing over top of that. So it's only 10 wet mils or an application rate of 160 square feet per gallon. Let me show you MaxGuard right next to it. Obviously, it's better, right? But again, we're talking about value and price difference. So sometimes you're going to go, man, SafeGuard is exactly what we're looking for. And sometimes you're going to say MaxGuard is exactly what you're looking for. I would suggest that if you're working with a customer where they obviously want pure white, and it's something like for their crawl space where it's just going to be a bright white area, MaxGuard is probably going to be the best product from you from an aesthetic standpoint and from the standpoint of managing moisture and all these sorts of things. And that's probably in a situation where it's a cash sale application. In other words, it's not insurance-based, and you are giving them the best value product for what they're looking for performance-wise. However, if you're in a situation where an encapsulant is called for and it's part of an insurance claim and these sorts of things, and it doesn't matter as much that it is just pure white, you might lean towards SafeGuard in that situation for those types of applications. Now, let's compare it, I think, to the competition here. And what we're going to compare it today to is BioEsk. This is a head-to-head competitor, and SafeGuard is right here on your left, and BioEsk is on your right. These were both applied at 10 wet mils, and you can see that SafeGuard is substantially better at blocking stains than the BioEsk product. Some additional differences between this is that the BioEsk product, I believe that is using what do we call it? A biodegradable antimicrobial in there. I think they're using thymol and things of that nature, if memory serves me right, which is not going to be nearly as durable as the isothiazolone package that protects against mold, mildew, bacterial slimes and things of that nature with SafeGuard. So vastly better product when we look at SafeGuard versus BioEsk. And let's talk about warranty. For post-remediation applications and existing construction, we've got a 12-month product replacement warranty. If it is a new construction application, a 24-month product replacement warranty against any sort of mold formation on the coating film. Let's look at some prices here. SafeGuard comes in at an MSRP of $235 per 5-gallon pail. The MSRP on MaxGuard is $309, and the MSRP on BioEsk is $275. So obviously, SafeGuard is a great value proposition for all of your encapsulant needs. I believe that SafeGuard semi-transparent, by the way, is either $215 or $225 per 5-gallon pail, and we will have other prices for you when the next round of SafeGuard products comes out. But as you can see, we are the value leader when it comes to encapsulants for the remediation and restoration industry. And if you have any volume incentives and things of that nature with us, then those would apply as well as our network incentives, okay? So these are the MSRPs across these three products. When is it available? It is shipping in July. So you can go ahead and pre-order BioEsk today by either hitting us up on our website at Enviroguarddirect.com, or you can call us at 828-548-3900. And Tanisha will be your point of contact on this. She's ready to take your calls and get your orders teed up for July. If you have larger orders coming up, such as quarter, half pallet, or full pallet orders where you need a white mold encapsulant or semi-transparent, depending upon what your needs are right now, for your upcoming residential or commercial jobs, let us know when you call and or put your order in online. Those will be going out special order directly from our manufacturing plant on a pallet to wherever you need us to drop ship that, okay? So Tanisha will coordinate that with you. But I think that's it for today. Nice, simple return to live streams. We're hoping to continue to do live streams, by the way, once a month now. We will be doing our monthly certified firm continuing education webinar once a month outside of that. So if you're a certified firm, expect in 2 weeks for us to see you for 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, for the first certified firm class as well online. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.